If you're having issues choosing a niche for your business, this is the exact video for you. And it's very true. You become richer when you niche down. But sometimes it can get very overwhelming. There are so many options and it feels like you are losing out on money by working with one person. But that's not the case. You make more money when you work with one person because you're an expert in that field and you can command expert prices. The reason why you go to an optician for an eye problem is because he's an expert with the eyes. You won't go to a general doctor to fix an eye issue. And that's exactly how your clients view businesses. They want to work with experts, people that understand their problems so well. I've done it so many times, not for every other person. It makes communication even easier because whatever they're saying to you, whatever problem they have, you have seen it so many times and you communicate better. Also, your content is much better. You know how to make the right content for your audience. It's just so much better. However, it can get very overwhelming and daunting because if you choose the wrong niche, to set you back. When I started my business, I was working with realtors and it was so difficult for me to get a client. It took me about 8 months to get a client for my business. I make websites, you probably make websites or you do UI UX design. And it was one of the hardest period of my life. I would explain to you exactly what you have to do, the criteria you have to, look out for you to choose a niche. And yeah, it's going to be a very value-packed video and stick around. Now, there's so many reasons why you choose a niche because when you work with one niche, you know where your clients are. Unlike when you work with everybody, it seems like if you're working with everybody, you are losing out. But it's not the case because when you work with one niche, you know where they are, you know what to say to them, you know any problem that they are facing. It's so much easier for you to stand out than someone that is working with every other person. But there's some criteria you have to look forward to or look out before you choose a niche, and I'll show you that in this video. First of all, how much does one client mean to them? Very important. If I work with someone that is in private aviation or someone that sells food, one client for someone that's in private aviation is so much money for them. One client for someone that sells food, it's not really a lot. Because if you help this person, let's say you help them with a website or you help them with their marketing, and you help them get one client, that's for the person that does private aviation. One client could mean about $20,000 for that person. Yeah. And for someone that sells food, one client could be like $100. And it doesn't make sense because you are putting so much effort. It's the same effort for both of them. Either you run ads for them, you make websites, there's no much different. So whatever service you're offering to them, the value you are giving them or they're getting back is not a lot. You have to do a lot more for them to break even on whatever they invest in your business. Even if you charge like $2,000, let's say you run ads for clients and you charge about $2,000 a month for someone that is in private aviation, that means that for them to get their money back, you have to bring just one client for them and they've tripled or quadrupled their money they invested in you. Or someone that sells food for $100, for them to get their money back, you have to bring them about 20 clients. That's getting their money back before even seeing profit or gain in whatever they invested. It makes so much sense for you to choose someone that is making so much money and someone that one client is not a lot of money to them. You have to work more and it just doesn't make a lot of sense. And that's why I chose real estate. Real estate, they make a lot of money from them. But it's one other thing you have to look forward to or look at is that how easy is it to reach out to them? As much as private aviation is very lucrative, it's very hard for you to call the owner of a private jet. They are mostly billionaires, they have so much money. And you can't just go on Google and find them and call them. You can go on Google and find someone that's a restaurant and call and reach out to them. It's easy to reach out to them. But for someone that is a billionaire, it's very difficult. You have to choose an industry that it's kind of easier for you to reach out to the owner. You can just call them, text them, or send an email. But for private aviation, it can be very difficult for you to reach out to the owner because the owners are the decision makers. People that are the receptionists or the staff, they can't really decide anything for the company. It makes no sense trying to pitch them or reach out to them. Now also, how saturated is the market? This is the problem I face in real estate because in real estate, one client for a realtor is about like 10K in commission most times, and you can easily call them. But because you can easily call them, there are so many people that are trying to work with them. So they have gotten so many offers, so many DMs or outreach, and they are fatigued from whatever offer. It's very hard for them to stand out. Most times I'll sound like the next person to have reached out to them before. And some of them have tried it, they didn't get any success, or they have friends that have done it before and they never got any success from whatever service I'm offering. So this was a very big issue for me. If you look at my screen here, I was sending so many cold DMs at one point in my career. Let me share here. All right, yeah. I was sending so many cold DMs, and it was very hard for me to stand out. There was one message I got, a rejection. It was like, "Oh no, this is by." He said, "No thanks, though. No thanks. I appreciate the page. Definitely one of the cleaner ones that comes in my inbox." That means it gets a lot of this DM, or from people that are trying to help me solve that problem. So real estate was a no-go area for me. I was very stubborn and I chose it and I stuck with it. But I got one client for 8 months and I was like, nah, I can't keep on doing this. Now, these are the most important criteria for choosing a niche. If you have these criteria dialed in, it's easier for you to make a choice. Now, even if you have your niche, an offer is very, very important, because a lot of times you have the perfect niche, but your offer does not resonate to them. You're not giving them what they care about. More, you're saying what you care about, and it's very hard for them to really believe or be incentivized to work on your whatever you're offering them. Your offer has to be something that they really care about and they want for their business. If you can lock in this and you have a great offer, a great niche and a great offer, it's easier for you to get responses from clients that are willing to work with you. So niches are very, very tricky sometimes, but when you have the perfect niche, there's not really a perfect niche, to be honest. Sometimes you have to just stick with it for a long time. Once you have a niche that it's easier for you to break into and have a great offer, it's easier for you to get clients. This is exactly how I would go about choosing a niche for my industry. So if you want to see more of this, or you want to have a one-on-one call with me, there's a link below. You can join my private Discord where we help people with getting clients and getting more business for themselves. And yeah, you can have a one-on-one call with me. I can mentor you on that. All right, bye.